Hey everyone, let's talk about our abilities today. So, a lot of us are realizing that we have abilities, that life is more than what we can see, and we're learning how to tune in and tap into those and use them. It's a daily effort, a daily mastery. So, we want to remind ourselves when we are finding out about who we are and who we're becoming that we want to be patient. We don't have to be like everybody else. And our gifts, our true gifts and blessings, are usually in the unseen. So let's talk about some abilities. I work with a lot of people that have abilities, and it is overwhelming sometimes, especially when you're alone or you don't have anybody to communicate that with or just talk about with, what's going on. And we have similarities with our abilities, but everybody, it gets brought up different. Some people, have psychic visions in their dreams when they're awake. They have visions. Just even, driving or meditating, they'll have their visions. And it could be future events. It could just be with themselves. It could just be with other people that they're close with. So, and then you got mediums and healers and people that who are super intuitive, super intelligent. And there are so many abilities out there that I try to stay away from labeling them. I'm just giving you guys a general idea of what we're talking about with our abilities, our supernatural abilities. And most of us, um, that are on this video, you already know, yeah, I have abilities and I'm learning how to work with them. I'm learning how to navigate that through my daily life and human life. So even the power of refocusing is an ability. And Spirit taught me that some of these things you don't even realize are abilities, but not a lot of people can do it. Not a lot of people can refocus on the good when they're surrounded by so much bad. A lot of people are focused on what's going wrong and focused on all the bad all the time, or they're just an autopilot focused on the same thing, and they don't have the power to refocus and stay focused on, say a future dream of theirs or a vision or something that they need to accomplish. So just even having the ability to refocus is a supernatural ability. So when you're figuring this stuff out about yourself and you are learning what kind of abilities that is your strong suit, and some might be, weaker. I have really strong abilities and then I have weaker ones, meaning I'm just not more experienced in them. And then I have more that are coming into play as I grow and evolve. So you might experience that too. So, for example, the first thing I found out was I was a healer. I didn't even know healers could exist, but I'm very open minded. And I want to believe that the world is so much better than what we see, and it is. So I was always open minded, and I'm not going to believe something until, I can really experience it for myself and feel if it's right for me. So when I experienced being a healer, when they, Spirit told me, hey, you're a healer during a quantum healing session. And I was, because I didn't even know about abilities, and you may not either, but you're figuring it out. You know what I mean? Or you're different and you have these things, but you don't really know how to label it. You don't have to label it. But when they explained it to me, I was doubtful and fearful and still excited all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to tell people. I didn't know if, anybody was going to come get me if I was a healer or knew what I, knew about my powers. And it was scary at first. And I didn't even know what I could do with them. I didn't know, um, really who I was going to become with those abilities. And as time goes on, I look back and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey finding out about you. And you don't have to be like me or anybody else that you have similarities with your abilities. Just be you. Okay. Because you'll miss the blessings and you'll miss how awesome and amazing you were made if you are focused on everybody else and comparing all the time. Now, it is good to learn from people and observe, but you don't want to like absorb their, try to absorb their energy and their frequency, because that's not true to you. You want to just figure out how to tune into your own frequency and your own gifts, if that makes any sense. Okay, so when you're navigating these gifts, other gifts might come up. Telepathy, that's becoming huge now. So with the energy shifts, you will be leveling up and tuning into more of your abilities, and you might feel very sensitive during this, especially with navigating daily life and your abilities. So even being a parent, a mom is, it's a task navigating, having, your spiritual journey and trying to be a great parent and navigating their spiritual journey as well. And they may not know about their gifts and you know about yours, and you're just trying to navigate that together. So, and with work, and if you have a husband or you're a partner or anything, friends, family, whatever, it's difficult to navigate who you are, especially if you know about your abilities, because you feel so different from everybody else. You feel so tuned in, and most, people around you, they're not tuned into that stuff. So that's okay. And it can feel really lonely at times, but let's shift that. And when you are bored or alone, you feel lonely, start tapping into those abilities, because that's when you can tune into them. When you do meditation, when you just sit there with yourself and just sit with your thoughts. What's coming up? Are there, you could be channeling, and some people might call that a medium, but you could just be, channeling just your higher self wisdom, and you are like, well, I'm not like that medium. So you missed that you're a channeler because you're comparing to that other, channeler or a medium. So a lot of people, especially that have abilities, they usually can channel when you're in alignment, their higher self. It's just tuning into your higher self. And then you can channel other spirits or source or spirit guides, angels, whatever. So you kind of enhance that as you go. So having these abilities and being advanced, okay, because we're advanced and we're chosen to represent the light. And that's what we're doing here. And especially in my videos, when I'm teaching you, we're navigating how to tune into ourselves, not everybody else, and tune into our own abilities, and figuring out how to master our own mind and our energy with our abilities and the life. That's a lot, right? And I tell the universe too, I'm like, that's a lot. It's a lot to handle. So take it step by step, slowly, and navigate it in a very, in the flow, slow, patient process. Because when you're working with yourself, it can feel very overwhelming when you're trying to figure out your abilities, and then you're uh, you're around all this other stuff and navigating the world and life in general. So sometimes just spend like a couple hours by yourself and then just go do the human stuff. And that's what I did when I first started learning about myself. I would spend, a couple hours worth of spiritual stuff, or even 8 hours, for like a couple days. And then I would do human stuff for a couple days. So you don't want to get burnt out on this journey either, and figuring out your abilities, and as you shift and advanced in your levels. Okay, so figure out your abilities, but let's talk about having abilities and being able to figure out, that it's okay being different than everybody else. And what are we actually going through when we do have these abilities, just like in general, all of us. So it does feel overwhelming. That's why we do have to spend a lot of time by ourselves. If you don't spend a lot of time by yourself, because it helps you stay grounded and balanced in your own energy. So for example, I'm a healer, but I'm a writer too. I can't go read books, because then I'll have their voice in my head, and then I'll doubt my voice, my own voice, and then it gets all this turmoil, just like being a healer. If I was learning about being a healer, I would learn from a really great healer, which I only learn from the best, and because I want to be the best, but I don't surround myself in all the other healers and get their voice in my head and absorb it all the time, unless I need to learn something, okay? Because I want to be different, and I want to be in my own voice. And I already have my own experiences with being a healer because I have my own studio. I do healing all the time. So, but like just being a writer, I can't go and read books. So you might feel like that. Like if you are stepping into your gift and who you are and your abilities and you're using them, you don't necessarily want to surround yourself with all the other energies, even if they're good, because it might get in your head and in your voice. So that's why I just recommend spending a lot of time by yourself when you are on this journey of figuring out your abilities, navigating them, and harness them. Okay. So, and this is with anything that's coming up. Okay. So, you want to spend a lot of time by yourself and you want to exercise and be really active. When you're active, your energy's flowing. When you're sitting down in your house all the time, your energy's going to get it's going to get depleted and you're going to feel off. Okay. And it's going to start disconnecting you. So that's how I feel. If I sit in my house too long, I start feeling off. I start channeling my higher voices like, you need to go work out. You need to go take a walk. You need to go hang out with your son. Whatever it is, it'll guide and direct me as soon as I'm feeling off. That's how tuned in I am. So that might be how you are too. Because when we are tuned into our abilities, we're very sensitive to energy and frequency and our own. So if we are feeling off just by our behavior, by our thoughts and actions and the way that we're feeling, we need to take accountability for that and go walk the walk and do what we're supposed to do. Okay. We don't need to be sitting around eating all day and doing nothing in the house because it's going to feel off all the time. It's important to rest though. So I absolutely have to rest all the time. My mind is so advanced and it's like go, 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 go all the way. And it's constantly been like this since I've been young, since I've been born, I think, because my mom tells me I used to give myself naps, but I have to take daily naps. Daily naps are so important, even if it's a power nap for 20 minutes, even after work. Yes, I feel groggy when I get up sometimes, but as soon as like an hour goes by, I feel so much better and grounded and relaxed. And I can show up better. I'm so much more patient when I'm rested and I'm so much more balanced. Okay. So one of my worst qualities I notice when I'm imbalanced or when I'm feeling off, when I'm not in my high vibration where I'm supposed to be, is I'm very impatient. I get frustrated easily, just thrown off easily. So I'm not sitting there dogging on myself or judging myself like, oh, I'm an impatient person. No, I've learned, I used to do that. I'm like, man, this is like one of my worst qualities. I'm never going to get over that. It's actually not a worst quality. It's a quality that's showing up when I'm imbalanced. Because when I'm balanced and I'm on point and I'm cleared, like all my chakras are cleared, I'm connected and tuned in. I'm very patient, and I'm grounded and I'm relaxed. Okay. So this is the stuff that you're going to be figuring out about yourself. Okay. So we're always wanting to know, when we're on this journey, if we're on the right path, if we're, if we're right about our abilities, if we're right about our intuition, if we're right about channeling, a message, if we're right about, how we're supposed to show up with those abilities, whether it's, a psychic, a medium, a healer, you can be a tarot reader. Are we showing up the best way that we can? Are we learning and growing and evolving? And none of us are perfect. That's why we always want to be here for each other and be light and loving so all of us can grow together. So if you do have abilities and you do want to talk about it, put it in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I do have a lot going on, but I love talking to you guys. I love getting to know people. So shoot me some comments and I will try to get back to you soon so you can navigate your abilities if you do have questions. So it's important to have, alone time. And you want to meditate and exercise and do yoga and you want to have fun and play and you want to mix your life with, uh, with light energy and with using your abilities. But you do have to create the balance between being a human and then having our supernatural abilities. And that's why those really important. Healthy actions really help you stay and navigate, stay in tune with your abilities, harness them, and navigate through this, because it can feel very overwhelming, especially when you're alone and most people around you aren't connected to that. And that's okay. It's actually really exciting that you're rare and that you were chosen to be a light and a, just like a grounded beam for people to, like a pillar, just somewhere people, feel that peace and that light, because it's a very dark world down here. Earth is really hard. And that's why we're in these classes learning about Earth. And we're here to be a good student and to observe. And if we're a good student and we're observing, we are living our best life as well. It's not just about all the tests and all the heartache and pain and, turning into wisdom. We can actually enjoy being human too. A lot of people out there are telling you guys you can't eat meat and drink coffee and all this other stuff about human stuff. You can in balance. So if I drink a cup of coffee in the morning, I am completely fine. Everything is still clear. If I drink more than one cup, I start getting off balance. So I'm like, oh, I can't do too much. So I can do human stuff sometimes, but if I do too much, it throws me off. I'm very sensitive. I know that, and I'll stop, and then I'll just go on to what I need to do. Okay. So like if I drink too much coffee, I would go walk it off and just try to, de-release it. If I, am on social media and I'm getting drowned by all this negative energy or heavy energy, I just stay away from it. Politics, that's very dark. I can handle it. A lot of people can't. Sometimes I can't though. If there's stuff going across my TV, my YouTube that doesn't feel good in my stomach and instantly makes me sick, I don't care what the video says. I don't go with it because I'm connected to my intuition. So our intuition and all this stuff is really helping us navigate our abilities, are really helping us navigate the world and being a good student. Okay. So if we slow down and relax and just take more time just to step back and think, then we're not pulled by the world, by all the noise, by all the doubt in our head, by all the fears, all, the battle in our own mind, and just balancing life in general. We become more conscious, more connected, light. And we just feel really good. That's the point. And we want to have fun using our abilities. We want to have a great life. And yeah, we're going to have obstacles, but we're going to get right through them. Okay. So it's important to do all those routines in your, of navigating your abilities. Okay. Journaling is huge. Start journaling. And as we go through the shifts, more stuff's going to keep coming out. So if you start picking up something else, tuning into something else, write it down, be like, oh, I'm doing this now. This is weird. So, for example, telepathy, I've been noticing, my telepathy and channeling has been really, really enhanced lately. Okay. Being around, heavy energy, I'm very sensitive. I can't be around it very long. I was helping a client all week and it was like 4 days long, and even without realizing it, we absorb it. So another ability is being an empath. You can label it like that, but you can read energy. So sometimes I do absorb it too. And because I was around it too long, and that's how strong this energy is. My neck starts hurting, my shoulders start hurting, and I instantly know, hey, I got to take a step back from this energy, de-release, and then just pray. Hey, I'll pray and be like, you guys got to take care of this. I got to step back. So my body is very sensitive. Having these abilities, you might feel this too. So if someone heavy or someone off is coming in my energy, my body tells me. Pay attention to your body. It's giving you signs. If you're, unhealthy and you're working on your health, you can have abilities and being healthy. It's okay. You're still transforming. Okay. And that's the whole point of figuring out your abilities, is to transform and get out of a lower vibrational state, sickness, whatever, just getting in shape in general in your body. just getting your mind and energy right, whatever it is, your nerves, your nervous system, just your mindset in general, whatever it is. You're all working on that, and you use your abilities to transform and grow. But we're doing it together. We're supposed to heal together because we learn together. And yeah, it's great to be alone a lot, but it's great to be together during this too, okay? And uplift each other and talk about all this stuff because, a lot of people think it's scary to talk about, or it's bad energy. And it's not bad energy unless it's evil and malicious, okay? So you're learning about that with your abilities. What is evil and malicious? What is bad energy? What's good? There's a lot of things that look a certain way, but it's not the truth. A lot of people say things that doesn't mean it's the truth. A lot of things look a certain way doesn't mean it's the truth. So be careful for judgment, and you'll know when you start getting in those low vibrations. You'll start feeling bad. That's when you want to shift your perspective back up with it. If it's about yourself or the world or anything, shift your perspective back up. That's an ability too. Instantly shift your perspective, refocus, shift. It's all abilities. And I'm telling you, not a lot of people can do it. Have you ever asked yourself, I think Dolores Cannon taught me this about, or maybe Dr. Joe Dispenza, I can't remember, but you ever ask yourself about like why people commit crimes knowing that they'll go to prison for the rest of their life? They can't predict the future. So even being able to vision the future is an ability. And you may just be like, oh, that's normal for me. These things are normal for me, but it's not normal for everybody else. They're actually abilities that you're tuned into. I'm not saying everybody don't have abilities. I'm just saying they're either blocked or not tuned into them. Okay. And some people are blocked from this stuff because of karma or because of their role that they're trying to play. That's why we don't want to get stuck in anybody else's journey and their destiny. We want to keep evolving and growing. If someone's holding us back, get going, move forward. Okay. That's how chosen ones are. But even being chosen, a lot of people some of these people look like they have great lives. I've had a very rough life. And a lot of these people look rich. I don't have all that money, but I tell you what, my energy's rich and my mind's rich, and I'm happy and I'm at peace, and it doesn't matter what I have. It literally doesn't matter. Like my yoga room is really small. My studio is not how I want it. I want it to be all fancy. But it's not, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be fancy. It works. And I'm still changing and helping people's lives and assisting in that. But most of all, I'm focused on my own life and showing up the best way that I can. And that's what us chosen ones want to do. We're not here to deplete our energy on everybody else. We're actually here to master our own selves. And that's just a reminder. That's why I don't drown myself and into my studio and my just this work. I have a variety of works. So as a chosen one, I don't know if it's just who I am or if it's just a lot of us are like that. I'm a writer, I'm a healer, I'm a speaker and teacher. I'm helping you guys do that. That took a while to get there though. I had to get a lot of experience but I had visions of me doing this. And, before I was scared, I was like, I'm never going to speak on YouTube. I'm never going to speak to people. That's makes me nervous. I was scared about what people think. Now I don't even care what people think. I'm not here for everybody. I didn't come here to make friends and be here be here and resonate for everybody. It's cool if I do have friends though. It's cool if I do resonate with people. I love meeting people. I love connecting. I love all of that. But it's okay if I don't connect with people. It's okay if they don't resonate with me, and you be the same way. But these visions I had before it happened. Yeah, I was nervous. I didn't know if I'd accomplish it, but I had all these visions, and a lot of people don't have visions like that. I already know like what I'm going to be doing after this. And everybody's like, well, are you going to keep writing? No, I'm not going to keep writing. I have other dreams and goals I want to accomplish. I'm very versatile, and I got to be doing a bunch of different things because I get burnout and bored. But some people, you might just want to be doing one thing. That's okay. But we do want to master each thing as we go along. So it's like I mastered one thing and then I did the next step. And sometimes I would mingle a little bit, but we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. We always want to remind ourselves that we don't need to go anywhere. We're already where we're supposed to be. We're already happy. We're already where we're supposed to be. It don't matter if we have money. It doesn't matter if another chosen one or someone else has abilities is in a different place than us, a different stage. We're all on different levels. We're all learning different things. And there's a reason why each of our destinies are playing out the way that they are. So that's exciting because we're all different. That's what I think. I love the differences on us. I love all of our differences. Even as a healer, there's different types of healers. Yeah, I might be better than some, just like I have better ways in my mind because I'm very effective and efficient. I'm always like, I want to be better. I want to be better. But there's people that are better than me. There's people on a different level than me. And that's where I want to keep going. So that's how I am. And I take all this, versatile information and I put it into how I think that I want to show up and how it works for me and what resonates for me so I can stay tuned into my own energy, wisdom, and who I'm becoming. I hope this is making sense and it helps you guys navigate your journeys, because a lot of my clients has these questions and we talk about this all the time. So, talking about it and hearing it from someone else, even just listening to what they're going through helps, because even as a healer, sometimes my life might look perfect, but it has a lot of obstacles still. I still have a lot of obstacles. And sometimes I think the universe is relentless on me. That's okay. I'm still growing. And I'm thankful for the peace. And I'm thankful for the simple life that I have. And I'm thankful that they didn't give me a bunch of money, because I would have literally based that money on my security and my foundation in life, and it would have been an illusion. I have learned over the last couple of years that none of that matters. The only thing that matters is if we learn how to master our mind and that we're in control of it, because that means we're in control of our energy. And that feels more amazing than anything in the whole world, is being able to wake up every day and be like, oh no, I'm in control. The world's not controlling me no more. Nothing's pulling me, not my bank account, bills, work, parenting, the supernatural life, and, my destiny. I'm not worried about it because it's all unfolding like it's supposed to. I know the universe has my back. Sometimes I don't even have $1 and God will show up and be like, here it is. But I had to learn how to let that go, because we have to learn how to connect and align with God, with source, and be a part of that. Not below, not separate. We walk it as one. We walk in that energy, and that's what your goal is. Your goal is to walk as one with God and a part of God, and not feel like you're separate or that you're on a different level or a part of source or a part of that power. But you're not doing it alone. So when you feel alone, you're not. The universe is with you, source is with you, and you connect and you fill your whole body up with that. It don't matter if you're a master at using your abilities or not. Have fun with this. Have fun figuring out your abilities and your journey and who you are and who you're supposed to become. Okay? So, what else do we... And navigating relationships too, having abilities. If you grow apart, it's okay to step, to go on. If you have a relationship, you grow together. Okay, you guys want to grow and align together, and that's exciting too. All of this stuff is exciting about learning about our abilities, learning about who we are, and proving that there's more to life than what we see. Proving that there's more, that we can change one situation and turn it into another, that we're not stuck, that we can break through the impossible that we didn't think that we could, because we are powerful and we are all figuring out who we are. And this is the most exciting journey ever. Let me know what you think and about your abilities, or if you guys want to communicate about that. And I hope this helps. I will make some more videos about this, but I will see you guys next video, and have fun on your journey. Stay light and patient with yourself. This is so exciting. And stay you, most importantly.